Hello and good morning, my dears and my darlings. Happiest of birthdays to all of the May 4th babies out there. This is going to be a reading for all those drawn to this video for the next 24 hours. It's a reading for the next 24 hours. So whenever 24 hours is, from whenever you see the video, that's the intention that we're setting. I'm posting this on the 4th, but you may not see it on the 4th. So I'm going to see what is coming up here for all of you lovely people out there. And that doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, that feels right to me. Card of the day is the Four of Cups. All right. We have some interesting energies right now, my babies. Very interesting energy. At least Four of Cups is not as heavy as the energy we've been getting the past couple of days. It's actually a positive in a lot of the ways with the Four of Cups. Four of Cups can indicate that we're not happy or we're not satisfied with something we're being offered, like we're holding out for better or we're holding out for more. Four of Cups can be a little bit of like just angst energy sometimes. But the Four of Cups always makes me think of what Rumi wrote about when he wrote about divine discontentment. Divine discontentment is that moment when we start to wake up and we're like, wait a minute. Like, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the universe. Nobody is better than me. I'm just as good as anybody else. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these people have all these blessings. You know, my neighbors just went on vacation. My cousin just found a great, boyfriend or girlfriend. Or, my friend just got a new car. Or my other friend just got a promotion. And we're not jealous. It's not like we don't want them to have it. We're happy for them. We're happy that they have it. But we're like, what about me? Like, I'm just as good as anybody else. I'm just as smart. I'm just as talented. Maybe you're smarter. Maybe you're even more talented. But you start to feel like, what about me? Like, you look around and you're like, you start to realize, I deserve more than what I currently have. Now, Spirit is trying to tell you, if you're feeling this way, don't freak out. Don't think that you're being ungrateful. Because then the next thing is, oh my gosh, no, be in gratitude, be in gratitude, be in gratitude. Be positive, don't think negative. And we start to push this feeling down. And Spirit is saying, do not push this feeling down. Because feeling this feeling is going to be a big part of you manifesting better. I don't know if you guys can hear Max in the background huffing and puffing at me. He's throwing a little fit. He wants me to shut up because he just wants to sleep sleeping all the time. But we have here, like Spirit is saying, don't push down this feeling. Don't push it down, because it's going to be a big part of you all being able to manifest more or manifest better. You can know that you deserve more, and you can know that you're worth more, and still be grateful for what you have. It doesn't cancel out gratitude. So don't freak out about that. Oh my gosh, I'm not being grateful. You can be grateful and still realize more, or still want more. Also keep in mind that a lot of you, Spirit has been telling us, a lot of you are going through this, crown chakra clearing, and you're breaking out of limited beliefs, and you're ascending into higher energy. We're all coming into this new shift. If you want to call it 5D or whatever you want to call it, we're all coming into this shift and this awakening. And so a lot of what you have in your life right now, you manifested back when your thinking was more limited. But you manifested it. Now that your thinking is becoming unlimited and you're breaking out of the mental blocks and you're coming into this higher frequency, you're realizing that you deserve more. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. Hold on to that. It's like a positive sense of entitlement. It's a healthy sense of entitlement. Knowing your worth and knowing that you deserve more. A lot of what you manifested right now, you manifested in just moments of heartbreak and sadness and desperation. And now you might feel like you have a mediocre life. you might have been struggling and you've just been saying, man, if I could just get a job, any old job, and you find a job and it's terrible, and you get treated like crap, and your boss is shady and they forget to pay you or they mess up on your paycheck all the time. And you're like, man, if I could just find a job with, where I don't get yelled at every single day and they actually pay me on time and they don't mess up on my paycheck. And you eventually manifest this. You manifest a job where you don't get yelled at. Maybe they hardly even know that you're alive, but you get your paycheck on time and it's accurate. That's bare minimum. If you're working at a job, they need to pay you. If they're not paying you for the work that you're doing, that's not a job. That's slavery, right? You deserve respect. You deserve not to be yelled at. You deserve not to be in a hostile environment. So to say, I can't wait to find a job where I don't get yelled at every day and they actually pay me and they don't mess up on my paycheck, that is bare minimum. That's like saying, man, I really hope I can find a boyfriend or a girlfriend who, doesn't spend all my money and, cheat on me all the time and throw things at me and scream at me and hit me. That is bare minimum. If I go walking every single day in my neighborhood and I mind my own business, the police aren't going to come to my house and say, Amethyst, we've seen you out there walking, going for a walk every single day. You never vandalize anybody's cars. You never punch anybody in the face. You never steal anything. We're throwing you a parade. We're giving you a key to the city. We're giving you $500. That's never going to happen because that is bare minimum. And so a lot of the things that you have in your life right now are bare minimum because you manifested it in a time when you thought you were less than, or in a time when life just seemed so hopeless, right? You just wanted to break even. You just wanted to be like everybody else. Now the Four of Cups is telling us you're ready for the spices. You're ready for the seasoning. You're ready for the cherry on top. And so this is the time that you can manifest that. Everything you have now is a direct manifestation of what your thinking was before, what your mindset was, what your emotional state was, and now you're ready to kick it up a notch and to come into something higher. Okay? I'll tell you guys a funny story for those of you who like the stories. And I'm just saying this to encourage you all. Sometimes when we're coming to the time of manifesting, right? And you're like, I know I'm going to get better. I know that I deserve better. And then you start to feel like you're seeing signs. It's coming. It's coming. Something big is coming. Oh, I have a feeling. Here's a sign. And then you think it's coming. And then you have a false alarm. And then you're like, oh, I guess it's not coming. And we push it away. And we say it's not coming. It's not coming. I'll give you guys a funny story about that. Something that occurred to me very recently. I have not, you guys know that in my readings and stuff, I'm not like obsessed with relationships. I'm not obsessed with love. And you guys know, a lot of you, that I've just completely been closed off to it entirely. And when I had this experience where my heart chakra opened and I healed and I released something, you guys all know the story about the magic banjo. But now, like, I feel like somebody's coming. Like, I feel it. Like there's a significant, not just like, just people that you date or people that you just kind of hang out with. Like, I feel like someone significant is coming in. I feel it and I know it. And then I took Maxie to the dog park, and then there was somebody there that I'd never seen before. I was like, oh, he's cute. I'm like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is like the person who's coming in. And he's like real friendly. He starts talking to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like, as he's talking, I'm like, something is off about this guy. And then there was a big like a big thing for the dogs to drink out of, like a big metal cylinder thing for the dogs to drink out of. It was like a giant dog dish or a giant dog bowl. It's not a pond, it's not a lake, it's a big metal bowl that's filled with water. And he goes, hey, my dogs are about to drink out of that. Make sure there aren't fish peeing in it. And at first I'm like, maybe he's joking, and he's like, I'm like, no, there's no fish peeing in it. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure? And he comes over and he looks. I'm like, oh, this dude is like really high. He's like really high. And he's like looking for fish in the he's looking for fish in the big dog bowl. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not the guy, right? And so you get like a false alarm. And like before in the past, something like that, you could just be like, oh, my intuition is wrong, right? I thought somebody was coming in, and I have this false alarm, and it's all stupid, and it's all BS, and it's never going to happen. And then we start to push it away. Just because we're waiting for something, or we feel something is coming, and we have a false alarm, it doesn't mean your intuition is wrong. It doesn't mean that all the other signs were wrong. It just means that that's not the person. A few hours later from that, out of nowhere, somebody asked me out on a date. And I'll be going later this week. I don't know if that's the person, but for whatever reason, Spirit is saying, okay, here's this person on your path. So just like you might have this feeling where you're like, I know I'm going to manifest something. I know something is coming, right? You might not be satisfied, or you might be like longing or hungry for just something more in your life, whether it's your career, whether it's a sense of family or friends, or like improving or strengthening your gifts or talents, or your creativity, or your intuition, or having a business. There's so many different things that you might be feeling like it's going to change. It's going to come in. I'm seeing signs. It's going to happen. And then things will happen that we think, oh, this must be it, but it's not. It's not it. That doesn't mean that your feeling is wrong. Don't get discouraged and then say, oh, it's not working. Forget it. It's never going to happen. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I thought something was going to happen. It's not happening. Don't go to that extreme. Just be patient. It's coming in. But if you're just all over the place and you're open and you're closed, you're open and you're closed, how can it come in? There's going to be false alarms, or there's going to be like you're expecting something to happen and you're like, oh, okay, nope, that wasn't the break I thought it was going to be, or that wasn't the person I've been feeling or sensing is going to come in. Just be open, right? I could have just been like, oh, false alarm. It's never going to happen. I went through all this for nothing. I went through all these big feelings for nothing. And I could have just like huffed and puffed and been depressed. I'm not, because I'm not like that obsessed with the relationship. But I was like, I was still open. And a few hours later, another magical stranger comes in out of nowhere. And who knows? Maybe it'll be a best friend. Maybe it'll be something more. Maybe we'll just have coffee and never talk again. But you don't really know what experiences are waiting to come in, what blessings are coming in. You have to stay open. If the false alarms happen and you close yourself off, then that's it. That's going to be the end of the story. And then you're going to feel like a lot of those people where you're like, manifestation doesn't work. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work for me. So just try to remain open and laugh about it. I thought that was hilarious, right? This guy's high out of his mind looking for fish and trying to get me to help him find fish in the dog bowl. And I'm like convincing him there's no fish peeing in the dog water. Don't worry about it. You have to have a sense of humor and just remain open and remain positive. I know there's a lot of disappointment or a lot of frustration with the Four of Cups, but good things are coming, okay? They're on the way. But if you're just closed off and you're like, no, all these cups are garbage, and I misread them, and this cup is trying to fly to you, but you shut yourself off, then you're not going to manifest. Okay? Something to think about, my darlings. You may want to check out your weekly forecasts if you haven't already. Those are linked in the description of the video. Love readings for May are linked in the description of the video. And as always, if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. And you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a fabulous day, my darlings. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.